afternoon to you all. It's the 14th of December 2022. Welcome to Gntv News at 12. I am Muton Gloria. Let's take a look at the news headlines.
Top stories: white couple remanded to Rizira prison after child torture. More than 5,000 residents in Intoroko district are camping at Karugutu Primary School after the ADF invasion. 55 people left injured after a heavy downpour in Kinshasa, Congo's capital city. Argentina through the 2022 World Cup finals.
Has addressed local council chairmen, bar owners, managers and media, religious leaders about security issues. Let's take a look at that story.
Yesterday, the police commissioner addressed local council chairmen, bar owners and managers, media and religious leaders about security issues in Kasese district. This is due to the results of rampant cases of theft and other crimes in Kasese. It is alleged that bars, churches and other places gather a lot of people, hence causing insecurity. Captain Molietera and Natori, the commissioner on community policing, says that most of people blame police for not playing their part whenever something happens in a particular place.
You know, most times people think that it's the work of the police to safeguard the welfare of children. But in law, according to Children's Act and the divisional guidelines, the mantle of securing and provisional, and the upholding of the welfare of children is vested in 4 entities. 1, at the biological parents, 2, the probation officers, 3, the relatives. And the police comes in as a basis of ensuring that the welfare of these children is properly upheld. So, in that law, especially the Children's Act, it is incumbent upon the LOC Vice Chairperson to see to it that 1, children are very well protected, guarded, and provided for. Should there be any missing link, it is incumbent upon those people to take it up with the required authority.
He appeals to bar owners to always be careful for their client for better safety. Local leaders, together with bar head, also talked about various things that led the insecurity. They asked the police to work with them for better security.
kaina abasirikale abakulindaho kaina bagusaba kwemera bakakucekinga nabo cyo muntu wakubali muntu mujambo tusobora kwemera kuhora mutangira kwemera kwija kuba neja kwija ataina kicyone cyo kubanisa sigira harwaju naimera neja naimera natahamu kaba kunywa abandi wito wakwereka kwenda gukora nakikora atarugama munabwira
agaba Charles Yere yo person manager aperembera yo person y'ibinyamanente nembuzi betwa meeting to abatuli mwenu kasari zona kwana kabuze kikabuzo mtu ndwenda security rufuruko obundi mu business center tukora Carrefour abato tubangaruka mu Kurundi kandi bandiza basoko security abo ko mu biro kugenda bwire bwo busuma ebisoro by'abantu kubura kunihira to abantu sabantu batwe security y'amani ifo kunamba tukora abatwa
Festivals always put people in worries because criminal cases are always high during that period. Everyone is requested to be careful.
Ezirama abasuma kurabasisa umurimo gwitu betu kaita mukwebembera umurimo gwitu cyo tugeza gukora na government na police kuratwakwatagana na police kuratwakora umurimo gwitu gwa business yetu bunuko gwenyamo turutwakiza abasuma kora tuta kansaba nka DPC obundi police station atu security abatuwa tuletwakwata nizitwena kureba ibintu by'abantu byakoraki byabura
za meeting nitugamba nti abantu ababbi baviira mu bbaala gye beekweka ne bavaamu ne batulumba gye tuli ku kyalo kati ne tubuuza abataka abagunywa bagale ssaawa mmeka ngaffe ekyalo kyaffe ne batugamba ssaawa 4 kati ngaffe abakulembeze ne tugamba nedda katuyite abagutunda bokka ne tubayita bokka ne osi waffe yaliwo ne tubabuuza mu mwagala ssaawa mmeka ne batugamba ssaawa 6 tugamba fine katugende n'ekyammwe bali kye baleese tujja kubabuulira naye waliwo ebbaala bagiyita vegasi one love wali waffe zaali ssaawa 8 ne tubakwata tetwasanga mu bbaala kubanga bali bannanyini bali batugambye mukanga mu ssaawa 8 ne twabatuusa ku poliisi omukulu omu ate nga mujaasi yatuwa oda ng'abuuza osi n'atugamba nti Uganda olutalo lwaweddemu abantu mukwata bwati ekintu ekyo nakyogera kiki ku division kiwali kyaddamu kukolebwa.
Shira Aine for Gntv.
Primary school today after fighting broke out between the UPDF and the ADF rebels in the district. Let's take a look at that story.
More than 5,000 people have camped at Karugutu Primary School in Toroko district after fighting broke out between the UPDF and the ADF rebels in the district. According to residents, fighting started yesterday in the morning when the rebels entered Uganda from the Democratic Republic of Congo across River Semuriki at the village called Kayanja. The records say they had breaks in the morning and people shouting that rebels from DRC had invaded the area before they all started running. Another resident said that the rebels who were dressed in black clothes and speaking Kiswahili were randomly shooting at the civilians and ordering them to flee their homes. Maria Bila, who fled with her 3 children, says that they were sleeping when they heard heavy gunfire. They say they immediately woke up and ran away and did not know the reason behind the gunfire. According to Bila, the men did not flee the area because they wanted to protect their cattle. Cedric Bwambale, the principal town agent of Kurungutu Town Council, say that currently they are registering all residents who have pitched camp at the school and added that more are still free. Wambale adds that they are reaching out for the Red Cross for help.
I'm here to take registration of IDPs at Karugutu Primary School. So far I've registered the 30 households. I've yet to total up how many they are by number. And I'm told some have been displaced at the Websengu Town Council and some at Karugutu Health Center 4. I'm yet to go there and ascertain how many they are. And we are communicating. The RDC has moved down to the scene, but what he's saying now is that fire exchange is still on, and we are not yet in position to tell whether these people will stay here or they will be going back. The situation will depend on what will be transpiring down there.
The villages of Kasozi, Chitamba, Chibuku, Central and Kayanja were the most affected villages. Retired Major Edward Mugabire, the Ntoroko District Resident Commissioner, confirmed the incident, saying 1 civilian was killed on spot by the rebels, while 14 rebels had been killed by the time of firing this story.
People are rushing to, they are now at Karugutu Primary School. If they become too many, we shall relocate some to Karugutu Secondary School. Others are still in Websengu Town Council. But we wouldn't want to encourage them to stay here. And if from here, they should be at home at least. We say, we have units. We have 3 units pursuing the enemy. There is no cause for alarm. Where the fighting is going on, there is no network. We rely on walkie-talkies. So the frontline forces are not submitting much. We are waiting to know after they have ceased the fire. Because after killing these ones, those who were took total concealment so that they don't perish. But we are getting from the front that for another 10 were shot and fell into the river. So far, there is no, we are under control of the division commander actually. Brigadier D. Korum, I was with him. I came to actually to find out the human maintaining the situation. Because I met so many people coming when I was going to the front. And the others are the web symbol as we talk now. But there is no need. But only that they cannot go back to their homes when our soldiers are still in the field. We shall wait for them to come out, tell us. Because this aid will give us an exact figure, no more speculation. We know the enemy, the strengths now. This morning, ADF infiltrated us from Congo across River Semlich at a pressing point called the Kayanja. We estimated them to be between 30 and 40. They killed one immediately. One of the civilians who saw them tried to run away. They stopped him, refused, and shot him dead. That is the civilian casualty we have. So when we encountered them this morning by East Mountain Battalion, we have so far killed 14 of them, recovered 17 guns, and captured 8 alive. The war is still going on. For the survivors of the enemy, they decided to begin concealment. Otherwise, whoever brings the head dies. And our troops are aware of that. This morning we are...
Aine Shira for Gntv in Kasese.
Thank you so much, Aine Sheila, for that report. Well, in other news, an American couple has been charged in Uganda with aggravated torture of their 10-year-old adopted son. Uganda police said yesterday the man and woman, both 32, were charged on Friday and taken to Ruzira prison, a high-security prison facility on the outskirts of the capital, Kampala, police said in a statement. And his reporter has more.
An American couple has been charged in Uganda with aggravated torture for their 10-year-old adopted son, Uganda police said on Tuesday. The man and woman, both 32, were charged on Friday and taken to Ruzira prison, a high-security prison facility on the outskirts of the capital, Kampala, police said in a statement. According to the indictment, the couple constantly tortured the child, who attended a facility for people with disabilities between 2020 and 2022. During a raid on the couple's home, police found a CCTV footage showing the child has been forced to squat in an awkward position, given only cold food and forced to sleep on a wooden platform without a mattress or beddings. The boy is one of the couple's 3 adopted children who arrived in Uganda in 2017 to volunteer in a US-based non-profit in the town of Jinja before moving to Naguru, an upmarket suburb of Kampala, to work in a startup. The US government imposed sanctions in 2020 against an adoption ring that placed Ugandan children who are not orphans with families in the United States. Babazi Beatrice, Gntv at 12.
Thank you so much, Babazi, for that report. Well, in other news, residents of Rukungili and Kanungu district are excited about the construction of Rukungili-Ishasha Kanungu Road that has neared completion. Let's take a look at that story.
Residents of Rukungili and Kanungu districts are excited about the construction of Rukungili-Kihihi, Ishaka and Kanungu Road that has neared completion. The road is expected to boost trade between 2 districts and DR Congo. The completion stands at 73.05%, according to an October 2022 Uganda National Roads Authority report. The Kinkizi West MP, Mr. James Kaberuka, says the development of the road will improve trade between the district and DR Congo. Mr. Kaberuka says Kanungu district produces a lot of agriculture products, including millet, cassava and sweet potatoes, but there has been a limited access to the markets. The road will give a direct link between Kanungu and other surrounding districts of Rukungili, Kasese and Rubirizi. Mr. Boris Bitwide, a tourist entrepreneur, says the road will make the movement of tourists in the district and the region easy. However, Mr. Kaberuka says to develop the tourism sector, the government needs to upgrade the to upgrade all roads linking to tourism destinations. This circuit of roads run through Queen Elizabeth National Park, Bwindi Impenetrable National Park and Magahinga National Park, which links to the Albertine region and the Greater Kigezi. Kanungu is a key district in growing tea, coffee and cereals such as rice and millet, and there are also minerals such as iron from Butogot, coal mine from Kabunga, and also sand and clay in Kihi. The road also passes through Bikurungu Town Council and Bugagari Sub-County and Rukujiri Municipality, all in Rukujiri District, which produces mainly coffee and cereals. The Speaker of Kanungu District, Mr. Frank Biarhanga, says the road will make markets readily available. The Media Relations Officer for UNRA, Ms. Elizabeth Lillian Kusasira, says that the main objectives is to improve the access to social services. The work on the 78.5-kilometer road consists of upgrading an existing gravel surface road from Rukunjiri Ishaka and Kanungu to Kihihi to bitumen standards with a car gauge way width of 7 meters and 2 meters wide paved. It also consists of parking lanes in town and drainage structures, including bridges, box culverts of ravaging dismissions, pipe culverts, lined and unlined aside. The construction works is funded by the African Development Bank and the government, and the contract was awarded to China Henan International Corporation. The project commenced in November 2018 and was expected to be completed by November 2021, but it has been extended to July 31st, 2023. Winnie Kinembabazi Mushabe, Gntv at 12.
Thank you so much, Winnie Kinembabazi, for that report. The Arua Muslim District Council is seeking to raise 800 million shillings to establish a new burial ground for the departed faithful. Let's take a look at that story.
The Arua Muslim District Council is seeking to raise shillings 800 million to establish a new burial grounds for departed faithful. A 5-acre piece of land has been identified in Oreku on Arua Koboko Road in Arua City. The Muslim leaders said the money will also cater for the purchase of a vehicle to transport dead bodies, a fosorori and a borehole and a house for cleaning the dead bodies, among others. The leaders made the remarks while addressing the media on Monday. Former Arua City Mayor Isa Kato said the current cemetery located within the city is full and can no longer accommodate any of the dead bodies. Ms. Muhammad Mara, the female coordinator for the fundraising drive, which is scheduled for December 18th, pleaded to all Muslims and well-wishers to contribute to the cause. Mr. Abdulkarim Moli, the treasurer for Arua Muslim District Council, said they have so far raised shillings 68 million out of the shillings 130 million needed to buy a new cemetery land. He added that they are financially handcrafted to buy the land, but hopefully that they will achieve the acquisition of the land, a vehicle to transport the dead bodies, and construction of the borehole. The current cemetery, which is filled up, was opened in 1918. As a result of lack of space, bereaved families are being directed to bury their beloved ones in their ancestral homes. Winnie Kinembabazi Mushabe, Gntv at 12.
Thank you so much for that report. You're still watching Gntv News at 12. Let's go for a short commercial break. We're coming back with more details.
This is Gntv, releasing life.
Namba bajiri yawo Yesu ya wamba mwana wawo amajine bikoligo byaje wawo kastane kasambe kabeka ramba stani ya namba bajiri yawo Yesu ya wamba mwana wawo amajine bikoligo byaje wawo kastane kasambe kabeka wo. You got me from the street, now you've set me free. You got me from the curb.
Kubadilisha dunia si masukuwe. Kubadilisha dunia si masukuwe.
Okwelinda nkukira okutambirwa kana magara ngakira magana.
Hariho abandi abinanye ndagambaho mushaho abakoza ekitweta traditional eye medicine ebishaka very dangerous.
Program manya magara gawo ntukusyaho abashaho abakugu.
HPV vaccine ekingira kanseri n'amanyenda 90%.
Bakushomesa ebintu bitari bimwe na bimwe ebibwakwasa kukora kugira ngo oture amagara marungi.
It is very important tujanirwaro omanyamagara gawe exposure tukenezo mbazi nazo ne ARVs osmira for 1 month abo kubaka kongo akaka virus kakatakaira omuseri y'omuntu tokafuna kamuka kataire mu wafuna HIV.
Ebyona ntubikora okufutaho empira hinduka omuka yawe n'omuhereza wawe Twishe Nicholas aha Gntv.
Chinyumira whether it is Katogo, Chikomando, Rolex Majasa to Nyanya Mbisi. Man, wherever I am, I enjoy you with your TV channels on my phone.
Nyumiro omulembe omupya ogujjudde ebisanyusa omuli emikutu gya TV egisukka mu 8 n'egya radio nga kwotadde ne zifirimu ng'osinziirira wonna w'oli. Genda mu App Store oteeke app ya yo TV channels ku simu yo olwo onyumirwe ennaku 3 ng'olabira bwereere ewatali kozesa data. Yo TV channels.
Laban domestic wear abantu ba Rubindi, Kashare, Kashonji, Chenshama, Rutoma, Kagonji, Buhweju, Echancha tereranya buramwe taferwa ebintu ebyomutindo murungi ebyokozesa omumaka ahabeyi nungi. Aba Laban domestic wear babaretera ebintu nyamurungi: plastic chairs, carpets, saucepans, floor mats, scrubbing brushes, umbrellas, lamps, stoves, doormats, wall clocks, hand towels, water juice jugs, cups, glasses, forks and spoons, table mats, safari containers, serving trays, prayer books and Bibles, photograph frames hamwe n'ebindi. Esimu 0782 aba Laban domestic wear bashangwa ahagati ye town ya Rubindi barara Ibanda road stage opposite to Rubindi Nombe road.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun.
This is Gntv, releasing life.
Ekiroto kya buli muzire weena n'okuheereza omwana we kyokukirayo bulungi yikiriza nkwanjulira amashomero ga Midland Parents Boarding Secondary Schools ageegulira izina omukubangula b'eby'omugenje bw'enzarwa hamwe n'okubaheereza obukugu bwo kwikiriza ebirooto byabo bya nyensakale. Amashomero aga gali amusingi gw'oburokore bwennyini. Twine kampasi ibiri, emwe eri Kawoto muri Kajjansi hamwe na Karagara Mpigi aha ruguto rwa Kampala. Nibakira abojo hamwe n'abishiki kandi ni boarding yonka. Ebyokwerinda ishomero eri n'eby'omulembe buzima nibashomesa arts hamwe na sciences kandi beyandikise na Ministry y'Obwegese hamwe n'ebyemizano bine na center number. Tukwetenga shopping abwo kuba bitabo obucumu uniform nangwa n'entambula eri ku isi y'omwana wawe y'ishomero byona nibo bikuhera busha. Ekyokwetenga ni admission form y'emitwaro 5 kandi school fees n'emitwaro 89 zonka. Bakwigurireho office omulimbarira aha Ikla building ali Victor Bwana road aha mwarara gwa kabiri room F21. Okumanya bekukiraho nobasa kubaterera simu ya 0777 ninga gamba na director wenyini asimu ya 0725
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Gntv News at 12. Well, in our today's international news, in Congo, floods and landslides have killed 55 people and left dozens injured due to a heavy downpour in Kinshasa, Congo's capital yesterday. Let's take a look at that story.
Congo, floods and landslides have killed 55 people and dozens left injured after heavy downpour in Kinshasa, Congo's capital yesterday. Kinshasa is occupied by 12 million people, most of whom grieve loved ones now. After submerging houses, the torrential rains ruined many roads. A landslide in southern Mont Ngafula district cut off a key supply route linking the capital with the Atlantic Ocean port of Matadi. Prime Minister Jean-Michel Sama Lukonde said officials were still searching for more bodies. President Felix Tshisekedi, who is attending the USA Africa Summit in Washington, sent his deepest condolences to the bereaved families. Tshisekedi tasked the national and provincial government to come to the aid of most vulnerable and to accelerate the work of rainwater drainage to prevent this type of disaster from happening again. Officials said much of the destruction happened in houses built on plots without official permission. In 2019, flooding and landslides killed at least 32 people in and around Kinshasa. Comfort Hilal, Gntv News at 12.
Thank you so much, our news reporter. Well, in other news, the U.S. Defense Secretary has warned African leaders at a summit held today that China and Russia risked destabilizing the continent with their rising involvement. Let's take a look at that story.
Well, good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Bienvenue. Welcome. Secretary Austin and I are delighted to have three close partners of the United States with us this morning.
The U.S. Defense Secretary has warned African leaders at summit held today at China and Russia risked destabilizing the continent with the rising involvement.
Defense is fortunate to partner with Somalia's courageous armed forces, and we'll continue to support your government's efforts as you further develop your security forces. So we're grateful for all of your country's robust cooperation with the United States. Our partnerships contribute directly to many of the key goals in our national defense strategy, including defending our country, deterring aggression, and combating violent extremism. And our partnerships are crucial to tackling transnational...
To trying to build a stronger foundation of good governance, of strong institutions, of development, not simply emergency humanitarian response. That's what makes peace sustainable. That's what makes opportunity real. So I think one of the things that we're driving at as we're thinking about this with our African colleagues is how do we do this more effectively in partnership with Africa.
At the summit, Lloyd Austin told the panel with several presidents at the start of a 3-day U.S.-African summit that the combination of activities by those two countries bears watching, and certainly the influence can be destabilizing. Austin said that Russia is continuing to peddle cheap weapons and deploying mercenaries across the continent.
And what we know from that is it's insufficient simply to deal with the immediate challenge. We have to help put in place and have to help Africa put in place the foundations to be able to deal with that themselves going forward so that there's not a reliance on others to build the productive capacity. So we've helped establish from South Africa to Senegal the capacity to, for example, produce vaccines in Africa for Africans. We're investing in...
This stabilizes the world. He added that China was raising its footprints in Africa on a daily basis through its growing economic influence.
The real question is how to get there, and how to get there in effect when, as our friend from Nigeria said, you're trying to do it while you're flying the plane at 60,000 feet.
A story by Innocent Nwamanyitungo for GNTV.
Thank you so much, Innocent. Well, let's take a short break. We're coming more with sports news. So much. In sports news today, the Uganda national women's cricket team defeated Kenya to open their 2022 quadrangular series expedition on a high. Innocent has more for us.
In our sports news today, the Uganda national women cricket team defeated Kenya to open their 2022 quadrangular series expeditions on high. The Victoria Pearls won by 8 wickets to revenge on their painful loss to the same side during the Kwibuka T20 tournament earlier this year. Everina Nipo and Salah Akitang picked a wicket each of their 2 overs in the game that was played for 10 due to rain delay and wet outfield. Kevin Awino and Proskovia Alako delivered with the bat, combining a 40-run partnership before they later lost her wicket during the 7-over. Stefan Nampima and Immaculate Nakisui marked their returns after a long spell out due to the disciplinary committee punishments. Quinta Abel and Esther Wachila picked the 2 wickets for Kenya, with Maria Mwanji, Vanessa Aoko and Eze Njologe posting double figures. Uganda resumes its expedition with a match against Qatar tomorrow morning and then tournament favorites Tanzania the following day. Innocent Nwamanya, GNTV Sports at Toro.
Thank you so much, Innocent, for that report. Well, in World Cup yesterday, Latin Americans Argentina became the first country to book a slot in the 2022 FIFA World Cup finale due this Sunday. The dominant Argentina outclassed Croatia 3-0 during the first semi-finals played at the inside iconic stadium in Qatar on Tuesday night. Talisman and the captain Lionel Messi scored one penalty coupled with a brace from Julian Alvarez. Let's take a look at that story.
Latin Americans Argentina became the first country to book a slot in 2022 FIFA World Cup final due this Saturday. A dominant Argentina outclassed Croatia 3-0 during the first semi-final played at Lusail iconic stadium in Qatar yesterday night.
World Cup, Argentina 3, Croatia 0.
Messi was quite simply otherworldly tonight. A goal and assist. Now has 5 goals and 3 assists. He is your Golden Boot leader, and he is off to his second ever World Cup final. Luka Modric,
Talisman and captain Lionel Messi scored one coupled with a blast from Julian Alvarez. Messi, a forward at French side PSG, powerfully struck home the opener with a well-taken penalty in 34th minute after goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic blowed down a racing Alvarez.
Quality and that drive that he has, that's gotten his team to this point now. Yeah, I mean, a perfect game from Argentina today. They got the goals, but also they look solid in the back and they got the clean sheet. That's something that they struggle with. And
5 minutes later, Alvarez, a Manchester City forward, finished off a quick counter-attack for a 2-0 lead. Argentina killed off Croatia's little hopes for a comeback with another Alvarez goal. Messi was named the Bandweiser Man of the match, taking his tally of personal awards in FIFA World Cup to 10. This is Argentina's moment to win their third FIFA World Cup trophy after success in 1978 and 1986. The South Americans, who are coached by Lionel Scaloni, face the winner between the resigning champion France and dark horses Morocco. France takes on Morocco at the Al-Bayt Stadium today night in the second semi-final. The third place match between Croatia and the loser from France or Morocco, duel will be played